Welcome to another video in my Learning to Fly series. In this video I wanted to share, my thoughts and opinions on flying with different instructors and making sure you pick the right instructor to set you up for success on your learning to fly journey. I want to start off this video by saying obviously I am not an expert. I'm not a certified instructor myself. I don't even have my pilot's license yet. I'm still on the journey of hopefully becoming a pilot and getting my license. But whilst I was kind of researching even before starting to learn to fly, read lots of things on different forums, different groups, obviously about choosing the right flight school and making sure you don't get ripped off and things like that. And I shared a video of kind of the process I went through to kind of find a flight school that I was happy with. But a lot of that also applies to getting the right instructor as well. Lots of things I read on various forums and groups is people complaining about inconsistencies with their instructor. Perhaps they're off sick a lot or going on lots of holidays, aren't always available to fly. Perhaps they're a younger instructor that's just trying to do hour building and then they're off moving into commercial or something. Or also having to fly lots of different instructors, or perhaps they've got an instructor that they feel is holding them back. It's been 30, 40, 50, 60 hours and still they haven't soloed. And obviously a lot of the comments that I see in those groups is get yourself another instructor, find another instructor, etc, etc. So I thought I wanted to share my thoughts on choosing the right instructor. I don't have lots of experience in this really. In the time of doing this video, I've flown with 3 different instructors, and while all 3 of those instructors have been good and no kind of real complaints about them, I wanted to kind of share a couple of my thoughts on the good and the bad of flying with different instructors. So first of all, I want to say that I think it is important and actually quite good to fly with different instructors and even flying in different planes, even if it may be the same model. So for myself, I fly in 3 different Cessna 172s, and each of them have got their own little different quirks. Some things I like about them, some I don't like. Some are slightly easy to land, others and different things. It's kind of odd, but they're the same make and model plane, but they all have their own little characteristics. I think that's very similar in terms to your instructor. Your different instructors are going to have different levels of experience, different preferred ways of doing things, both on either how they learnt and when they learnt and how they learnt, and also how long ago that may have been. So again, different teaching methods have changed and different teaching styles have changed over the years. So it's important to, I think, experience a different kind of teaching from different instructors to try and find out the teaching style that works best for you. But not also just the teaching style, but the characteristics and how do you feel when you're learning with those instructors. You may learn with an instructor who is technically very good and maybe the best at instructing, but if it doesn't kind of gel well with your style that you would like and how it makes you feel, even though you may technically be with the best instructor, it may actually inhibit your ability to learn because you don't like the style and you don't have a good kind of relationship with the instructor. I'm really fortunate that the instructor I'm learning with, Alex Dickey, we got on really well. I think we have a good relationship. I like his style. He's very constructive, both in kind of how he's teaching me, but also the feedback he gives me. So he's constructive with the feedback, how I can improve and how I can get better. But at the end of the lesson, I always feel generally positive, often frustrated because I'm quite hard on myself and obviously frustrated when things aren't going the way I want them to, but I always feel happy and excited and look forward to the next lesson. But that may not always be the way with other instructors. So for me, that's where it comes down to that gut feel of what instructor works well with you, what instructor means that you're happy to learn. Let's face it, you're spending a lot of time and a lot of money with the instructor and with the school, and so it's important to get it right. You're going to get the best learning experience out of that, even if they may not be the best instructor or whatever. I don't know, it's difficult to gauge how that will be because obviously every pilot, every instructor is going to have a certain different way of teaching and how they like to go through their different steps and pre-flight checks and during flight checks. But all of these instructors have obviously been through the relevant training and certification. So the main thing, as long as you're safe and diligent pilot, that is going to be the main thing. So really trust your gut. I think that also goes back to that same thing of if you may think that your instructor is holding you back. That's one of the other thing that I've read a lot on the groups, similar to the flying schools. Remember, your pilot, so your trainer is only getting paid whilst you're learning, whilst you're up in the air doing stuff. So to some extent, they do have an incentive to potentially hold you back and keep you doing circuits more, or kind of finessing some training more and more and more, because obviously they're going to continue to get paid. But longer term, that's not going to work in their interest. You're not going to recommend them, you're not going to recommend the school, and ultimately they're not going to get continued funds from you or from perhaps future pilots. So probably whittling on a little bit, but that's just kind of what I wanted to share in terms of my thoughts and feelings. Find the instructor that works well for you and you'll like the style. And I think you're not really going to know that unless you fly with a couple of instructors to try and work out what is the right style for you. Because maybe you think your instructor is really great, then you're going to go with another instructor and find out they're even better. Or maybe they're worse, and you're going to appreciate your current instructor even more. So try some things out. And again, there's stuff that you can learn from the different instructors. So for example, you may be struggling with your steep turns, and you're just really struggling to nail that technique with your current instructor, but you go with another instructor whilst you're on a holiday or something, and it all just clicks together. Maybe you're struggling with your landings. It's a similar thing. So different instructors may have different ways of explaining it, or different methods that are going to work better for you. So there's pros and cons, but I think the main thing to take away from it, if you're not feeling happy, if you're not feeling that you are benefiting and moving forward and progressing in your journey to become a qualified pilot, don't feel bad about asking or moving on and trying a different instructor, even if that maybe means moving to a different flying school. That may be what you need to do. Remember, you're paying the money, you're investing, you're the customer, and you want to get the best experience and become the best pilot that you can. So hope my rantings kind of helped and solidified a few things. If this video has been helpful, please consider liking it, and also consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks and pressing the bell notification icon. Obviously I'm talking about flying in this video and in some of the other videos, but there's a playlist for flying, there's a playlist for electric vehicles, there's a playlist for gaming, all different sorts of stuff. There may be something else on the Spectrum Geeks channel that may be of interest to you. Feel free to leave any feedback down below in the comments of your own experiences and opinions on picking the right instructor, and also any other questions or comments you might have. Be free to comment down below, and I'd like to interact with you viewers and subscribers. So thanks very much for watching. Take care of yourself, and until the next video, goodbye for now, and of course, fly safe.